Hey guys, and you're welcome. Mark here, and today I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. It is your first time you're watching this video. I want to ask you to hit the subscription button down there so that next time I make a video like this, YouTube will notify you. And today I've prepared for you a function of writing, and it is all about writing an electronic email. You are a student, maybe you are asked to write this in your final exam, or you are working in one of the offices and maybe your boss has requested you to write an email, and as usual, maybe you're working in an English environment. That is to say, you're supposed to communicate everything through email and it should be in English. So without wasting time, let us look at these terminologies and then I'll explain to you how they are used, and then you'll get to understand more. So let's look at the first term that we have there is from. This is very common. And then we have the next one, to, and then we have CC, and then we have BCC, and then we have date, and then we have salutation, and then we have subject, and then we have the body. After the body, we have the signing off. So the first one you can see is from. This is a person who is sending the email. You are writing an email, so it is from, it is you who is writing that email address. And then we have to. So to is the recipient. We normally say it is the primary recipient. This is the person you are sending the email to. And then when you look down there, we have CC, and followed by BCC. So before we continue, it is very necessary for me to explain to you the meaning of these two terminologies. Let me begin with the CC. CC stands for carbon copy, and this is how it works. You are writing an email address and you want to copy in somebody. So CC, you copy in someone when you are sending an email address to somebody else. For example, I work in an environment whereby I'm sending the email address to my colleague. And when I send an email address to my colleague, I want to copy in my boss. So in this case, I'll go to CC and copy in my boss, such that when I send that email address, my boss will be able to get a copy of the same email address. And then let me go to BCC. BCC stands for blind carbon copy. Now, how do we use the blind carbon copy? Take a granted, I'm working in the same environment whereby I have to communicate with my teachers in the staff room or teachers within a particular school, or I need to pass information to all my colleagues. So the BCC, which is the blind carbon copy, I can as well copy my boss here. But this one is a little bit different from CC, because blind carbon copy, when I copy my boss there, my boss will be able to get again the same copy of the email address that I'm sending to my colleagues, only that my boss cannot be able to see the reply. Remember that when I copy in my boss to carbon copy, my boss will be able to see the replies. But when it comes to blind carbon copy, I'll copy in my boss, but my boss will not be able to receive or to see the reply. So I'll be the only person who will be able to see the reply from the recipient. Now, in this case, maybe you are a student and you are asked to write an email address. You are supposed to be very keen when it comes to CC and BCC. Now that you understand the difference between CC and the BCC, now let us go to the next step and see how we can write a comprehensive email to where it's supposed to be or where it's intended to be. Now, in the first place, let's get the question. You are a student and you are asked to write an email address. So for instance, I'm just going to take one of the questions that was asked in the national examination. This is one of the past papers from Kenyan students. There is from 4 students. They were given this question some years back. Now, let's look at the question. Your brother who has been studying abroad is coming home and a family has organized a party. Write an email inviting your friends Ali and Amina to come to the party. And then you are asked, copy in your brother who is organizing a party. So in this case, you understand that we are writing an email to 2 people, and thereafter we are supposed to copy in a brother who is organizing that particular party. And this is simple. This is what we are going to do. So from is a person who is writing an email. Let me assume that I'm the person who is writing that email address. So it is from me. I'm going to put my email address there, from, and then kapalonmark@gmail.com. So that's where I put my email address. And then I'll go to the next one, too. We are asked to write this email address to Ali and Amina, inviting them to come to this bash or to this party. So what I'm going to do is simply to put their emails address there. So you can look at this. It looks maybe too, in most cases we think and believe that we can only put one email address there, which is incorrect. We can just put the email address for Amina there, and then we put a comma, we put email address for Ali. If we are asked to write this email address to 3 people, we are just still going to do the same. We will put the email address, we put comma, you add another email address, you put comma, you add another email address. And then when we send this email address, they will both receive the same copy of the email address that we have written to them. So now we go to the next part. The next part that we have there is CC. Now the CC is very much important. According to the question that we have been given here, we are supposed to copy in the brother who is organizing that party. So we are going to do what? To copy in by selecting the CC. And something very much important, maybe you are using a mobile phone or you are using a desktop. Here is where you're going to get the CC and the BCC. When you look at 2, there is an arrow pointing down there. Click to that arrow and then you will receive a list of CC, and then you'll receive there a list of BCC, that is blind carbon copy. And now we have to copy the email of the brother who is organizing that party and fix the email address there. And then what next? Because we don't need to put the BCC, we don't need the blind carbon copy, because the blind carbon copy, it's not important for us. According to the question, we are not asked to copy in or to do what? To put in the blind carbon copy. So this one, we are going to skip it and we are going to leave it the way it is. And we are going to the next step where we are going to indicate the date. So the date is very much essential when you are writing your email. You have to indicate the date. So we indicate our date. After that, we go to salutation. And salutation, it depends with the level of formality and the kind of people that you interact. You can write, hi friends, or you can write hello, or you can write hey. In most cases, it's all about the level of formality. And then after that, you have to indicate your subject. The subject, of course, it will be the homecoming party. You have to indicate there the homecoming party. And then you go to the body. Let me explain something here. When you tackle the body section, you need to be brief and to the point. That is to say, for example, we are talking about the homecoming bash. We have to indicate the venue, we have to indicate the date, and actually the exactly time that the bash will take place. And then we have to invite all of them to come and keep time. Now the last part that we have is signing off. Remember that signing off, we don't put our signature there because this is an informal thing. So we are just going to write the name down there. Remember, just write your name, just the first name, and leave it like that. For those who are working in the offices, you are asked maybe, or you want to deliver information, you want to talk to your team, and you want your boss to get a copy of information that you are doing, you are going to do the same, only that you are not going to use the CC depending with how you want to write your email. So, for example, you are the head teacher and you are communicating to the staff members and you want your director to know all that is taking place. So you will write an email, just follow the same steps, and then when you reach to CC, you just skip and go to blind carbon copy. So in blind carbon copy, you will copy in your boss such that when you share that information, your boss will get the same copy of the email that you have shared to your team. And another thing that I said is that when you copy in your boss to BCC, remember that your boss will not be able to see the replies from your team, but he will just get a copy. The reason why he will not see the copy from the team, because his email address does not have that system of, or that program of carbon copy or carbon or that blind carbon copy, because it is you who have set that program. I hope that you have understood. We all know to, we all know from, and then CC I've said stands for carbon copy, and then I've talked about BCC, that one is blind carbon copy, as the name suggests. This is a third party that you are adding him or you want to include him to the kind of the message that you're sharing to your people, but he will not be able to do what? He will not be able to see the replies, and he will not be able to reply. And lastly, it's just the other parts that are very essential. You have to consider the level of formality when you reach to salutation. Remember, the date is very much essential up there. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best, and just a reminder, hit the subscription button down there if at all you have not subscribed to this channel. Thank you for those who are watching my video. I really appreciate for those who are giving it a thumbs up, for those who are sharing my video. I want to say that may God bless you so much, and may God expand your territories. Thank you so much. Until another time, see you. Bye-bye.